Why do you continue studying with a human teacher when AI and language apps exist?
My opinion is the human teacher cannot be replaced by AI.
And do you think it's important for teachers to be able to speak the native language of the students that they are teaching? Hey guys, so we're about to meet one of my Chinese students who's traveling to Thailand this week. I first started teaching him back when I was a teacher at university and he was just a teenager, and now he's graduated, he works in tech, and we still do classes online. So we're gonna talk to him and find out his perspective on what it's like to learn English online. So you guys stay tuned for that. All right guys, so this is my student Tony. He's here in Thailand. So Tony, how does it feel like us meeting in Thailand after, I first taught you in China at a university? How does it feel being here in Thailand now?
First of all, the weather here is very beautiful, and I'm from China, so it's a very different country in the Thailand, also in the city Pattaya, because Danny, my English teacher, she now lives in Pattaya, and also the sun make his skin more hotter. He's very handsome, very different from the look that when he is in the college and teach me the English.
Yeah, you get like a lot tanner here, like walking around in the sun.
Yes.
Like I'm like 3 shades darker and get a nice tan. So like, did you ever imagine that we would still be doing like English teaching lesson years later while living in different countries?
Now, if I went back to the the history before and ask me, I will say no, I will not believe it. Especially we live in different countries and we meet together, still still doing some kind of English teaching and learning stuff. But the basic things I want to say is that English is quite important, so it's never too late to learn some English. Yeah, and also it's very interesting, and this is thing to the internet makes us to connect better.
Yeah,
like in the before we don't have a chance. If we live in different countries, we can only send some message or emails, but nowadays we can use the internet live chat, and we can learn about English, and this is very important. Yes.
Okay, so what brought you to Thailand this time, and like what surprised you about Thailand?
So it's a Dragon Boat Festival in China. So this have got 3 days holidays, and also I asked for a day for a rest from company. So I got 4 days holiday. And it's because first I want to travel in China, but Chinese cities are not look the same. So I want to So maybe I will go out abroad, and I go to Thailand. And what surprise? As you may know that the oil price is very high. So nowadays the airlines in Eastern Asia they all raise the price of the flight. So it takes me, because I went here with my girlfriend, so it takes me 100 yuan. That means maybe 1,000 yuan. That means $140. Per person to get in Bangkok.
Oh,
that's very expensive. As I recall that last year I went to the Southeastern Asia, but the price is not this high. It's maybe just 2 or thirds or maybe a half of this price. So yeah, that's very annoying to me. But all this view, and I can meet with my previous English teacher, that worth a lot. So it's okay.
Yeah, I remember I've gotten flights from like China to Thailand for like $100. So like the fact that the prices are getting higher between countries, that definitely limits travel for a lot of people.
Yep.
So how old were you when I first started teaching you at university, and what were you studying at that time?
Okay, so I was a freshman in the college when I learned English from Danny, and I'm maybe 18 years old. Yeah, and I we just went to college and know nothing about my major. But nowadays I know. I'm the major in electronics information. It's kind of like something between the traditional electrical engineering and the IT. Yeah, that's between these two majors. So that's my major, and nowadays people need electronic devices. So this subject is very important for modern technology.
Okay, so what was your English level and confidence back then?
Okay, so my English level is poor because we learn English in China only by doing the paper things. We never speak English. So actually, it takes a little to speak English well. You just need to speak. Speak is the fastest way to learn English, but that's the thing I lack of when I'm in China. So yes, after I have an English class with Dennis in the college, and we speak a lot and do a lot of spoken oral exercise. It makes me improve my oral English rapidly. It's very important.
Okay, so what kind of work do you do in tech now, and how important is English in your career?
Okay, so I now work in the car company, and basically my work is to develop software for the cars. And it's kind of like so nowadays, because Chinese vehicles, they got a big screen in the middle of it, and it's kind of like an iPad something. You can develop a lot of app for this this screen, and you can use it during the you are in your car. You can use some app from the screen, and also you can screen control your car. That's the basic things I do for the for my job, and the English plays a lot in my work, because programming is I think programming actually is a very need you to have very high skills of English, because programming use English, and also the tool you use to program is in English. And sometimes you find some difficult questions. Of course, you can search in Chinese internet, but in English internet, the solution is much more sufficient, and the problem is much more sufficient. So English still plays a lot of role in my work.
Great. Okay, guys, so if you're interested in getting overseas and living this lifestyle, offer a free 15-minute Get Overseas strategy call. We can get on a free call and map out how you can use something like English teaching to fund your path, your lifestyle overseas. English teaching is the fastest way for us Americans to get overseas making consistent income. Highly recommended. And once you get overseas, you can branch off into other enterprises, other business endeavors, whatever you like. So first step is getting overseas making consistent income. So click the link in the pinned comment or the description of this video. Yeah, man, let's map out your strategy. Has your reason for studying English changed since university?
I travel after university. I got a job and I got money to travel around the world. So that's a reason why I changed, because I need to speak English in when I travel in different countries. That means a lot, because if I can talk with people with English, I can only thing I can use is just a translation app. But sometimes it takes some time for the translation app to give you the answer.
Yeah,
and that's the same works for the AI nowadays, because the AI translation, I realize sometimes you need to wait it to give you the answer. But if you know English, and most countries, they have the English support. So yeah, that's very easy for you to use, and that's the reason why I still learn English.
When a student already has an advanced level in English, what can a teacher help with? Because you're already pretty high level in English, so what can a teacher help you with?
That depends on where they learn from, because English, you have different kinds of English. For example, I use, because I'm Chinese native speakers, I use Chinese for example, because you learn the Chinese you learn from class is different from what we actually use in the daily life. And sometimes we don't even say the whole sentence, we just say words. So if you want to speak like native, and also you can, if you live in China, you can speak like the natives. This will make you fit in. So the same it works for English. You are higher level English speaker, but sometimes you don't know how to speak it natively, especially in daily life. So that's the role that some English teacher can play in.
Okay, what is more useful for you now? Conversation practice, correction, vocabulary, confidence, cultural explanation, or career-related English?
For me, I think the most important thing is confidence, because you need to get if you got confidence to speak, you don't worry to make mistakes. You can correct your mistakes. So this is the most important thing. But and also I want to say the second important thing is about career-related English, because nowadays we are working more international society. So sometimes you need to talk with your colleagues with English, and this is very important because not many people who are familiar with their job-related vocabularies, and this you need to maybe to learn and do some pre-lesson to do the talk.
So after I left China, what made you decide to continue studying with me? And what makes online lessons useful for you?
The thing is, after we graduate from school, we lack of the need to learn. It's kind of like we don't have the desire to learn after after work we go back to home. We don't want to learn anything. We just want to lay in the sofa or bed or something like that. So that's a thing I think I need to change, because basically I can learn by myself, but I don't have the the desire to do that. You need someone to to put this on a schedule with you. So that's a thing, and also it cannot be replaced. My opinion is the human teacher cannot be replaced by AI, because like the reason I already told that it's more human, and also it lacks the emotion and also something like that. Because we use video chat online to learn English, it's okay. It's like the real life. But if we talk to AI, it's just a voice. And also, deep in your heart, it's just a program made by the Silicon Valley, something like that. So, yeah, that's the thing I want to say.
Do you think more students are comfortable learning online now?
I guess so, because after the pandemic, more and more people, not only students, get used to doing stuff online, not only to learn, but also to have meet or even work. So yeah, it's a tradition, it's a trend, and I think it's changing our life more and more. So yeah, the answer is yes.
Okay. What makes an online teacher worth having?
So first, you got a teacher, a mentor to push you to learn. It's a kind of like you go to the gym and you have a teacher, and the difference between you have a teacher and you don't have a teacher, you just exercise by yourself. And also, online teacher he can notice some of your mistakes and can give you some advice, because he have a lot of teaching experiences. So that makes it more important, for having an online teacher. Yes.
Okay, so why do you continue studying with a human teacher when AI and language apps exist?
Of course, we can learn by using AI apps, but like I said, AI app you learn by yourself. It's not you cannot replace the human teacher, because human teacher you can, when you have time to learn, when it's learning time, he will contact you, and we will have the learning. But using app means sometimes you say, okay, I'm tired today, I don't need to learn, and once for all, the app is just lay your app list and you never open it. So that's a thing I worried about a lot about this kind of things. And also, AI is free. Sometimes this is the point I realized recently, because free stuff sometimes we don't cherish it. It's kind of like, it's free, okay, I can just use it, okay. Or for maybe 3 minutes or something like that. But if you go find a English teacher for you, you need to pay him, and it takes you some price. Even you don't want to have the lesson, you pay the price. You say, okay, I need to make my money worth. I need to study well.
Yeah.
So that's a thing I want to say about this question. Human can never be replaced by AI.
You work in tech, so you understand AI and software better than the average person. With all the language apps and AI tools available now, what are the benefits of studying with a human teacher? And do you think AI will replace English teachers?
It's quite a worry that not only in learning but also in work, because yes, AI now grow very fast. The year before and now is very different. So this worry still exists because AI, I have no doubt AI have higher knowledge than human, more knowledge than human teacher in any language, not only English. But sometimes I found that AI can be a little tricky here. The tricky thing is he knows you and he will not say something to offend you. It's not like the traditional learning ways in human history. The way we learn is we make mistake. Teacher teach us things and we learn and we make mistake and teacher correct. And also sometimes use some correct methods to do that. But AI, if you make mistakes, sometimes he will just omit it or just only make compliment, not just put some harsh things to make you correct it. Yeah, it's very annoyed. So I think human teacher still works.
What can a real teacher provide that AI cannot, and what should English teachers do to remain valuable in the AI era?
Oh, that's a hard question. But as we already talked about, I think first thing is a real teacher is real. He's a living human. So that's the thing we need to exaggerate to know our strengths. Because we are lives, we can provide things that AI cannot provide. And also, I think learning experience is also a big experience. We cannot treat learning as a thing like, oh, it's very suffering, I don't want to learn, it's something like that. Teaching can be a service that makes learning procedure not as that much suffering. So if human teacher can make the teaching process more enjoyable, it's very cool, and also the learner will keep learning because it's not suffering as he uses the app to learn. So that's the strength we can put effort with to not replaced by AI.
Does learning from someone who knows both China and Western culture create extra value for you as a student?
Definitely, because if you learn, as I was young, I learned only by some videos or some movies shot by the American, Hollywood or something like that. And I don't understand many things in the movies or in the videos. It's a cultural difference here. And also, if I want to use English in my daily life, sometimes it's a little difficult here because things are different from Western and Eastern, something like that. But if you got someone not only know about English but also knows about your country, know about your language, this will help a lot because nowadays he can teach you to use English in your daily life. Yeah, in China, because he lives in China, he know your situation. He can teach you how to use your English in China, and also he can tell you about the different things about the things in America, because he lives in America and he knows a lot about America. Especially next time when you listen to music or watch movies, use this way to learn English. You have question, you can ask him. So this definitely means a lot if a teacher knows both cultures. It will avoid the cultural difference here.
Yeah. Does it help that I speak Chinese And do you think it's important for teachers to be able to speak the native language of the students that they are teaching?
Okay, so my opinion is, if the teacher understands, for example, Chinese culture and Chinese, it's better. But there's no need to speak Chinese during the teaching, because if we are in an atmosphere to learn something, I think we need to indulge it. And the basic thing is that there can only be English, no Chinese. Or otherwise, why do I still have to say English? Next time I want to say something, I just say, oh, I want to say this one. And this one in Chinese we call blah, blah, blah. No, we cannot do that. We can say, oh, I want to say this one. It looks like blah, blah, blah. But I don't know how to speak that in English. Can you teach me? Yeah, it's still in an English atmosphere. And also we have the urge to only speak English without the fearing of making mistakes. That's the main point.
Yeah, like I try to tell guys, like a lot of guys have this fear, like, oh, I need to be able to speak the language of the students that I'm teaching. But really, no, that's not. Like schools, they do not want you speaking that language with the students. They want you to just communicate fully in English with them, because that's why they're there. If they wanted to speak like their language, they would have like a native of, you know, their country teaching them. But they want to learn 100% English. So yeah, that fear that guys have, oh, I need to learn whatever Chinese or something to teach the students, that's not something you need to concern yourself with. What makes a student stay with a teacher instead of disappearing after 2 lessons? Because, you know, some students, like they give up on learning a language for whatever reason. Like maybe they don't want to learn it, or maybe they don't like the teacher. So what makes a student stick with a teacher for a longer period of time?
It's a very hard question, because, you know, the main difficulty of teaching is that makes the students have the will to learn. Because sometimes the teacher teach a lot, but if the student don't want to learn a thing, this all means nothing. So I think basically you need to make the learning process interesting. And because you are the teacher, you're the main point of the whole class. The basic thing is make you, a teacher, yourself interesting. As I recall, my high school English teacher, he's a native English speaker, but live in China nowadays, and he himself is a very interesting man. He can teach us a lot of some interesting expression. For example, like "what's up," or sometimes we simply say "sup." That's very interesting. We never learned anything like this in English class. So he's very popular in our school, and we all have, when we have this kind of class, we all attend. So this is very interesting. Make yourself interesting, and the class can be interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
All right, I want to thank Tony for showing up. Like, he's on vacation here in Thailand, and he let me borrow his time to, you know, just ask him some questions about what it's like being a student. So yeah, I just want you guys to know you can do this too, man. It's a realistic option for a lot of us, and tons of job options, especially over here in Asia. And if you want to do online, there's a lot of stuff you can do too. I have a free quick start English teaching guide in the pinned comment and description of this video. So click the link and the free guide will be sent to your inbox. And yeah, you can see the variety of jobs you can do, tons of options over here. And this lifestyle can be yours, man. And make sure you book the call, man. We can get on the call and map out how things can be done for you. So see you in the next video.